Okay, it's been raining a lot in Southern California. I want to give an update. I'm going to take the Rad. This is the new GoPro 7 Black. Yes, I finally am retiring my 360 camera. Samsung just was not updating it as much as it needed. And the only way to transfer it was through wireless transfer to the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, which is kind of getting dated as well. That took forever. I could go on about how frustrating 360 editing is with all the data that it takes to get it into a editable form, if I can say that, and then upload it. It takes so much energy and effort. So sit back. If you're watching this on TV, hopefully it's much better. This is in 2.7K. I didn't do 4K because 2.7, it's got this smoothing effect. So I'm watching this for the first time too. The other really cool thing, which you're gonna notice, are all of these widgets that are on here, information. So you get to see my route, the speed, and this is the first time I used it. So you'll notice it, even though I'm just walking around, it says I'm doing 9 miles per hour. Obviously that's not right, but it is the first time of really using the camera. So once I get on the bike and I start moving, it's like the GPS thing kind of like settles in and it's all good. You'll see the miles of distance, the altitude. So the time is not right. I gotta fix that. I gotta see what's up with the time, but that's not right. As you remember, when I had the flat tire, I was riding on the front rail just raw. And I put a new tire on, everything's fine. So a new tube, I should say. No issues there. So we're gonna test this thing out and see how the new GoPro overlay. Now bear with me on the sound. I'm not used to what this is gonna be like. So I might have to get a cattail or something that will allow me to muffle the wind. And then supposedly in post, it has the ability, I don't know how loud I have to be. But in post, it will let me overlay, like there'll be speed here and like a map or something. So we're gonna try that out too. Yeah, I'm not sure how windy it's gonna sound. So we'll try this out. But there are a bunch of other sound options. Just when you don't know what you need yet, I just don't want to do anything too crazy. We're gonna roll up on this thing. Now for Southern California, with all this rain, it actually doesn't handle the rain well. So I'm really curious. I'm pretty confident the trail is blocked off. So, and of course, I forgot to put my gloves on. Now my RadRover, because the battery is so weak now, I can get to work, but on the way back it starts to fail almost immediately. So I brought the charger in my backpack. I'm just gonna go slow here because I don't want to freak anybody out. These tires are so loud. Going to be a lot of, I don't have any, as you know, I don't have any fenders on this bike, so I don't like the look, and it's kind of has a heavier look to it. So I didn't check to see the position. What you can see, I should have whipped out the phone and double checked, but whatever, this will be the Virgin Voyage. Now this should be filming not in 4K, but 2 point something. I don't know the specs yet, but because it's got some sort of like smooth motion thing. So the 4K doesn't have that. So I was curious, like it's got some sort of smooth stability stuff going on. I took the sandy trail since it's a bit wet. Slow down just a little bit. Now the reason I got the new camera too is I was getting so tired of the 360 camera just taking forever to extract and format, because in its pure form, if you take it directly from the camera onto the Mac and do Final Cut, even though Final Cut's got some 360 editing in it now, something about the way Samsung records the raw footage doesn't translate. So you have to export it from the camera wirelessly onto the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge in my case. And that's just so irritating, because it takes forever. It gets disconnected. They haven't upgraded the firmware or the software in probably a year, I think. So I'm just done. Now I didn't go for the 360 version of the GoPro. You guys let me know what you think. If that would be better, if you prefer, or not. Let me know. I'm kind of curious. But again, the big challenge there is getting the data off that camera. Okay, cool. Here's the water flow. Yeah, it's flowing. Not too bad, but I'm pretty sure they've locked this out here. Yeah, I think the gate's closed. Try to like weasel my way in there. See a zero. Has anybody done that? No. Otherwise I have to go around, which is lame. I could try to like work it through there. I want to scratch the
Do you need help?
What's that?
Do you need help?
Try to see if I get through, because I know they do that to protect people, but it's not that bad. It should be okay. Let's see. Looks like I got it. Thank you, though. All right, we'll try to get through. Maybe on this side. This is the part about this bike that's annoying.
Wait.
Sure. Let me get on the other side.
Yeah. I'm holding.
Thank you. Okay. Let's go. Okay, that was fun. God.
It's really nice of him. It's a problem I have. Next time I should just kill the battery. Yeah, here you can see the water flow is thicker, so that's why they close that thing. But here you can see it puddle up. Okay, that's why. But that's really not bad. I guess they'll always close it when it rains. I guess that makes sense because the thing is so low. They want people getting swept away. Just kind of go slow here till the tires dry off. There we go. See, here's easier. They got a little bike ledge. I don't know why they have that one you can go through, the other one they lock it out. You'd end up in the same area, so. Bunch of ducks. Assist. My little computer's stuck on watts, not wattage output, but not the how many miles I've got on it. That's weird. This thing's slowly dying. Flooded for sure. Hope they finish that one day where you could go through. It'd be so nice. I read on 360 cameras, again, it's just getting the data out of it. So we'll see. I love the idea of it. I don't know. So anyway, we'll see how this kind of rolls. And then bikes, my SMLRO from China is it's okay, but the battery on that thing gets really tired now too. At the end of the day, I think it was really a failed experiment because it had so many issues. It's working, just not super thrilled with it. Roads aren't too bad. The sunrise here in Southern California. Trying to avoid the puddles. With the RadRover, where you have this kind of such a power, dude, that wasn't such a power assist. You don't really feel the need to pedal very much. So the ability to really exercise on this type of e-bike without any kind of torque sensing, and the fact that it's a powerful engine is nice. It's a 750, but no torque sensing. So what ends up happening is you do start a pedal hitting a wall there. So you start mentally, you're like, well, why should I pedal? There's no value. We're like with here, we'll do this. I feel like I have to yell because I don't know how the sound's going to be. But with the juiced again, you have that torque sensing, and then you can go from 20 to 28 miles an hour. So that extra 8 miles an hour is mostly you with computer controlled assistance also from the bike's motor. So it's a hybrid approach. But I'm telling you, when I had that bike, I lost probably 5 pounds because I loved going 28 miles an hour, and then it was mentally making me want to keep doing that. I don't think I'm getting that wet, which is good. We had rain for 4 days. Section that's exposed to a lot of cars. After this, we hit the trail. Speaking of trails, that buddy of mine that had that e-bike that looked like a motorcycle, he was on the trail and he was telling me he actually did get pulled over, and they gave him a warning not to have the motorized bike on the trail, because that one really looks like a motorcycle. That's it. We'll see. You got a car on the trail. I don't know. This one I mean, you can see a batteries, but usually they don't hassle you too much. I didn't get pulled over the one time, but the top is relatively cool. I sure hope the audio works. Not it sounding too weird. Here we got a lot of puddles. Speaking of police departments, Irvine's finest will be on the left-hand side. On the right, we've got the canal here. And pedal assist 3. I just realized this is great because I've got the 2 bikes. Oh, they closed the trail. I'm going to go through. Well, it said closed, but I'm gonna go. Oh yeah. That's fine. Breaking all the rules here today. Yeah, I don't have my lock with me, so I'm gonna have to fake it. I gotta take my battery with me anyway. Hopefully nobody takes my bike. Everywhere it dips down, they're obviously warning you, flooded, whatever, but that was from yesterday, I'm sure. Yeah, the last like 6 months they've been digging down and removing dirt, I guess so they can have better flow, and it has brought back more wildlife. So we'll see. This should let us through. It probably just says, you know, flooded, but that's, again, that's old. Yeah, there's people going through. I thought I'd post an update. Let's see how the new camera works, let both of us see, and see how the sound quality is. If it's blowing wind constantly, I promise I'll get it fixed.
I'm just going to interrupt for a second. It's hilarious. It sounds like I'm in a tunnel, I think, or something, but it's not. It's impressive. There's not a lot of wind noise. Let me know what you think.
Bear with me. All right, GoPro, stop recording.